Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jared here. Today I'm going to do part two for my review on The General by Guns N' Roses. Now, I did my first part a little while back, over a month ago, back when the song leaked before it was actually officially released. And I listened to it numerous times then and had some first reaction thoughts to it. But now I've listened to it numerous times since then, and it's been a little while, so I feel like I have a better perspective on things and a better opinion. And it's not more so a first reaction kind of review, more so an actual definitive review on how I'm feeling in relation to the song now. So I wanted to give some definite thoughts. I've been wanting to do this for a little while now, especially with some developments that have happened with this song. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick before I start talking about the officially released song was I listened to a short on YouTube of Brain doing an interview on Appetite for Distortion. Brain actually talked about The General a little while back. I thought it was interesting how he said that during the Chinese Democracy Sessions, he sent Axl like a batch of like a bunch of really weird and like off the wall type songs, and he said The General was one of them. And Axl actually laid down lyrics on it, and he sounded pretty much surprised that Axl actually did do that because he wasn't really expecting it. Maybe that's how I took it. So I just thought that was interesting how like one of the weird off the wall songs actually resonated with for whatever reason, and it ended up being The General. The artwork, I'm glad they did release artwork for it. I was worried that they were just gonna like put it as like the second song to the Perhaps single on streaming platforms or something like that. But no, they actually did release official artwork for it. I don't particularly like it. It doesn't do a lot for me. As you can see, it's pretty much just a black background with The General in white text, and then you have some gray roses, and then on the forefront you have like a gold Guns N' Roses logo. I expected more, I wanted more, and that artwork did disappoint me. So it was officially released on December 8, 2023 after the delay. As you know, some of you know, it is the B side or the R side to the Perhaps vinyl. So you can't actually like buy The General as a single. You have to get the Perhaps vinyl, and then it'll be on the back. And let's start with the beginning, and I wanted to talk about Brain's electronic drumming. And I kind of alluded to this a little bit in my first video, but this is very Chinese Democracy-esque. The electronic drumming, very hip-hop sounding drumming. It starts off with that, and pretty much I wanted to talk about the background to the beginning, and that includes Marco Beltrami's strings. Now, he's a composer. He's done a lot of stuff for films and stuff like Scream, Resident Evil. He's actually done stuff with Guns N' Roses before. He's on Chinese Democracy. He did, some of the stuff on Madagascar, Street of Dreams, There Was a Time, Prostitute. Very accomplished guy. And, it's funny that all these years later, on the song that he worked on, it's finally released, and it's just taken this long. But it's classic Guns N' Roses. As for someone else who contributed to the song, I want to talk about Chris Pittman. I was really surprised to see that he actually did get a credit on this song for his keyboards, and he did contribute. And it's interesting because I guess, since he contributed, he is going to have to receive royalties. Even considering the bad terms that he left the band on, he got fired. And interesting to see him like involved and back in the fold in some respect, even though he did his work years ago on this song. Let's talk about Axl's lyrics. They are very dark, they're very open, very honest, and they are very serious. It's about child abuse. It's very interesting to read the lyrics and listen to the lyrics. It's he's very, very vulnerable in these lyrics, and some people say it's maybe the most vulnerable he's ever been in a song as far as lyrics go. So you gotta respect that. It is a very, very deep song, lyric-wise. But I will say I really like his melodic vocal delivery on the verses. And then his vocal delivery in the chorus, I felt like is very operatic. I think I alluded to this in my first video, but he uses a very clean voice in the chorus, with the distortion and everything. Wish the distortion still wasn't there. That has not grown on me. And I wonder if he recorded these vocals just a few months ago, because he did say right around the time they played it for the first time that he hadn't sang the song in a few months. So I wonder if those were actually new vocals. I don't know. Maybe we'll know one day, but I think it's very possible these are new vocals in the chorus, or maybe even the rest of the song. Who knows? But I think it is very possible. But not very raspy, very clean, Mickey Mouse-esque. But I don't think it sounds bad. The chorus is very heavy musically. The chord progressions, some people might think I'm crazy, but the chord progressions actually they give me like Green Day, Nirvana vibes, as far as those go. I think it's a very simple like chord progression on the guitar, but heavy, and I think it's cool. I remember the first time that the guitar in the chorus really resonated with me was when I listened to some of the clips in Soundcheck before they played it live, and Axl wasn't there. So you really got to just hear the instrumental kind of live version of The General, and that's when the first time the chord progressions and the guitar seriously resonated with me for the chorus. Let's go back to Brain's drumming. I think some of his drumming in the song is awesome. I think in the chorus, some of his drum fills are really good and really memorable, and I catch myself at work like, tapping the exact, fill that he did or whatever. Or, sometimes I like to, play the drums like with my teeth, as like stupid as that might sound, and I love, doing some of those fills with my teeth. And yeah, also the transitions for his fill, his drum fill transitions, I think are really good too. I remember reading one dude on the MyGNR forum that said like one of the transitions is like one of the transitions Brain did is like one of his favorite drum transitions of all time. So I thought that was interesting. Now, as for like how the song is actually pieced together, I have to say it is very, very copy and paste like. It definitely has a copy and paste feel to it. I hate to say that, but it definitely does. Like, especially if you're like a diehard GNR fan, you can just tell, like, maybe even if you're not a diehard GNR fan, you can tell too, but just the copy and paste aspect of it, as far as like, I feel like the song is very simple structure-wise, because it's just verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, basically is how it goes. But the thing is, like, as far as the copy and paste goes, a lot of these like vocals on the verses and on the chorus are identical. They're not like different in any way, shape, or form. So that's why it can also give a very copy and paste feel. You would think he would have done another vocal delivery just to change it up a little bit on like one of the verses or one of the choruses. But as far as I can tell, it just seems like everything is pretty much identical, and that can really hurt the copy and paste vibe. Or that can really give you the copy and paste vibe to the song. And it's not that surprising, because I mean, with these new songs, or the drip feed as some GNR fans call it, these are very copy and pasted songs, because these are really old Chinese democracy songs that they're pretty much copying and putting Slash and Duff on it, and kind of just like trying to finish it up and get it out. And does it sound super finished? I wouldn't say so. There's, I said this in my first video, so there's so much hype around the song. I never thought the song would live up to the hype, especially when you don't have like the original guys who like created and worked on this song. I think that really hurts. But anyway, let's talk about near the end. This is another one of those like production things that, a lot of people talk shit about the mix, and I understand. Near the end, some like audio aficionados, or whatever you want to call them, or the people who think they are, they keep talking about the drum clipping. Now, when I listened to this song, the first numerous ass times, I never heard anything wrong with the drums in the outro, but I started to see people talk about the clipping, so I kind of like tried to figure that out, and I guess that's just a production thing. If you really listen hard if you hone in on the drums in the outro, I think when Brain hits his kick drum, it kind of has like a clipping sound effect to it, and I just think I guess that's just like that's just the production and a mix thing, kind of a mistake. Me personally, I never noticed it until someone pointed it out, and even after they pointed it out, at first it was kind of annoying because then I couldn't stop hearing that, but now I really don't care about it. It doesn't bother me. I really don't even pay attention to it. It's not like super noticeable to the point that like I notice it every time or like it ruins the song for me, but there are people out there who hate that so much that, they pretty much say it ruins the song for them. So that's something I thought was interesting. Now I think that's a pretty good transition to the fan reaction. Overall, I feel like it's very, very mixed. Some people absolutely hate it, and some people love it. I think it's just it's very divisive, a very divisive song. Some people put a lot of merit into like the fact that it's copy and pasted and the fact that it took this long to come out and that this is what it is, and of course, like I said, all the hype surrounding it. So a lot of people hate it for like all those reasons, and you really expect perfection, just have a lot less leeway when it comes to what they like and what they want when it comes to Guns N' Roses. Me personally, I realize that like I feel like my fandom with this band is like I can almost like or appreciate any single thing that they release, and even if it's something that I don't like, such as like Riyadh and the Bedouins from Chinese Democracy, I always try to find at least one thing that I can like about the song. Like, and for example, with Riyadh, it would be like Buckethead's guitar work in the outro. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are songs that I don't like Absurd or Shotgun Blues. But for the most part, I would say any song I can find appreciation in. But yeah, very mixed reaction to the fans. I've seen some people that say, this is classic Guns N' Roses because it is so different. And I agree, it is extremely different. And, some people just want to hear Appetite or like want to hear Illusions, like, forever. And for me, I like hearing different stuff. And I feel like this is extremely different. My overall thoughts on the song, I feel like when it first came out and I listened to it a few times, I was not a fan and I was worried that it wouldn't grow on me. And it did take a little while to grow on me. And honestly, it wasn't until they played it live that it actually really started to resonate with me and grow on me. Seeing the emotion that Axl and Slash played with and just hearing it in like a different sound and everything, especially with like no filter on the chorus and stuff like that. I feel like that just really resonated with me, and that made me really go back and listen to the song more and like it more and more. And then, yeah, over this past, month plus, I've listened to the studio version more and more, and yeah, I definitely like the song. I don't absolutely love it. I definitely think it could be better. Doesn't live up to the hype, of course, but overall, I do like the song. I think it's a good song. I think it's so different. And, I appreciate Axl's, vulnerability and the lyrics and everything. And, Brain's drumming and just the heavy aspect of it. I think it's a good song. I feel like people, need to just take it for what it is. Do I think it should have been a single? No, I don't think it has single potential. I think it's a deep cut for sure. I don't feel like most people would really, I feel like the average person wouldn't really like it. I don't really think it has great it doesn't have a really great radio sound to it. It's definitely grown on me, and I definitely like and appreciate it, and I'm glad they finally released it after all these years. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed my little updated review here. It's the first time I've ever done a part 2 on a song review. Please give me your thoughts on what you think of the song, if it has grown on you, if it has resonated with you, if you like it, if you hate it, just anything in relation to the song or anything else. I would greatly appreciate it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I shall see you all in the next one.